In the ancient lands of India, a story of unwavering faith and divine protection unfolded, a story that we still celebrate today. It begins with a young boy, a prince named but he was no ordinary child. Dressed in simple saffron robes, with a sacred mark upon his brow, his heart was a pure vessel of devotion. Even at his young age, his eyes held a serene wisdom, a deep and abiding love for the divine protector, Lord Vishnu. His days were spent in prayer, his hands folded, his spirit bathed in a soft, golden light that seemed to emanate from his very soul. He was a beacon of faith in a world that was about to be plunged into darkness. The palace he called home, with its majestic stone pillars and the soft flicker of oil lamps, was supposed to be a sanctuary, but a shadow loomed over it, a shadow cast by his own father, the powerful demon king, Hiranyakashipu. Crowned and clad in imposing armor, Hiranyakashipu ruled from a dark, foreboding hall. His face was a mask of fury, his heart consumed by an insatiable ego. He had been granted a boon that made him nearly invincible, and this power had corrupted him completely. He demanded that all beings in his kingdom, including the gods themselves, worship only him. Imagine the king's rage when he discovered his own son, Prahlada, refused to bow to his tyranny. Instead, the boy's every breath was a prayer to Vishnu. Hiranyakashipu saw this not as devotion, but as defiance. His pride was wounded, his authority challenged. He could not tolerate this perceived betrayal from his own flesh and blood. The king's heart, already hardened by power, turned to stone. He decided that if his son would not worship him, then his son must be eliminated. Hiranyakashipu subjected young Prahlada to a series of cruel and terrible trials. He had him thrown from the highest cliffs, trampled by enraged elephants, and cast into pits of venomous snakes. But at each time something miraculous happened. As Prahlada chanted Vishnu's name, a divine shield would protect him. He would emerge from every ordeal, completely unharmed, his faith not just intact, but stronger than before. The king grew more and more frustrated, his attempts to break his son's spirit only proving the power of the boy's devotion. Desperate and enraged, Hiranyakashipu turned to his sister, the demoness. She possessed a special boon, a magical shawl that would protect her from being consumed by fire. A sinister plan was hatched. A massive pyre was built in the palace courtyard. The demon king commanded Holika to sit in the heart of the raging bonfire, taking the young Prahlada with her onto her lap. His logic was cruel and simple. The fire would consume the boy, while Holika, protected by her boon, would be unharmed. It was to be the ultimate test, a public spectacle designed to finally extinguish the flame of Prahlada's faith. As night fell, the air grew thick with tension. The massive pyre was lit, and flames leaped towards the dark sky, a roaring inferno of crackling wood and intense heat. The scene was one of terrifying drama. Holika, her face a picture of smug confidence, sat amidst the flames, clutching the small, calm boy. She believed her magical shawl made her invincible. The people of the kingdom watched in horror and silence, their hearts heavy with fear for the devout prince. For a moment, it seemed that evil was destined to triumph, that the innocent child would finally perish in the blaze. But the divine works in mysterious ways. As the fire grew hotter, a powerful wind swept through the courtyard. It was no ordinary gust. This wind, a divine intervention, lifted the magical shawl from Holika's shoulders and wrapped it gently around Prahlada. The boy, still chanting Vishnu's name, was now shielded from the flames, enveloped in a protective golden light. Holika, stripped of her boon, was left exposed to the fire she thought she had mastered. Her confident smile turned into a look of sheer terror. The very flames that were meant to be her instrument of destruction now turned upon her. The fire, which had respected her boon, now showed no mercy. Her cries were lost in the roar of the blaze as she was consumed by the pyre. In a dramatic climax of divine justice, the demoness, who sought to burn the innocent, was herself reduced to ashes. When the fire finally died down, Prahlada walked out of the embers, untouched, his faith having saved him once more. The event marked a powerful victory of good over evil, of devotion over arrogance. The demise of Holika and the miraculous survival of Prahlada sent a wave of relief and joy through the kingdom. The people saw it as a clear sign that goodness and faith will always prevail. To celebrate this divine event, they began a tradition. The next Mourning, they took the ashes from the cooled bonfire and joyfully smeared them on each other's foreheads as a symbol of purification and victory. This act of celebration evolved over the centuries. The gray ash was replaced by vibrant, colorful powders, or gu. And so, the festival of Holi was born. It became a day to forget old grievances, to forgive, and to come together in a riot of color and happiness. Today, when we celebrate Holi, we are reenacting that ancient story. The bonfire lit on the eve of Holi, known as Holika Dahan, symbolizes the burning away of evil, negativity, and our own inner demons. Just as Holika was consumed by the flames, it is a time for purification and renewal. The following day, known as Rangwali Holi, is a jubilant explosion of life. Streets and homes filled with people of all ages, from laughing children to smiling elders. All barriers of caste, creed, and social status dissolve. Everyone is equal, covered head to toe in a kaleidoscope of brilliant reds, blues, greens, and yellows. People chase each other with colored powders and water guns, their faces alight with pure, unadulterated joy. The air itself seems to dance with vibrant particles filled with laughter, music, and the spirit of togetherness. Holi is more than just a festival of colors. It is a festival of love, a celebration of the triumph of good over evil, and a beautiful reminder of the power of faith. It teaches us that no matter how powerful or terrifying the forces of darkness may seem, they can never extinguish the light of truth and devotion. The story of Prahlada reminds us to hold on to our faith, even in the face of the greatest adversities. So, as you celebrate this wonderful festival, remember its deep spiritual roots. When you see the Holika bonfire, think of the victory of righteousness. And when you throw those beautiful colors into the air, let it be a celebration of life, love, and the enduring power of the human spirit to overcome darkness. It is a day to mend broken relationships, to spread joy, and to paint the world with the colors of happiness and unity. Happy Holi! Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more stories that connect us to our incredible heritage.